And we are back, and we just finished watching 1985's The Goonies, rated PG-13 with a runtime of 1 hour and 54 minutes. This movie is currently streaming on HBO Max and was directed by Richard Donner with a screenplay from Chris Columbus with a story by Steven Spielberg. This tells the story of a bunch of kids in an Oregon town who are set to move because some rich developers, I guess, want to acquire the land and create a country club,
golf course.
This is basically that episode of Teen Titans Go. I already watched The Goonies.
Okay. Well, The Goonies came out before Teen Titans Go, so number one.
But I basically watched it.
Respect the source material.
I watched The Goonies.
Yes.
But
well, The Goonies
different.
has been parodied ad nauseum. You've probably seen a bit of The Goonies in a lot of pop culture stuff. I think even Bob's Burgers, right?
Yeah.
With the Taffy
Butt.
Taffy Butt.
I think it was Taffy Butt.
Which is also sung by Cyndi Lauper.
Yes.
I don't know if it was exactly Taffy Butt. I think it was like something Taffy something. For some reason, I remember Taffy Butt.
I think it was Taffy Butt.
Really? Yeah. Taffy Butt. Something.
All right, I'm going to go around the table and get impressions. Olive G, what did you think of this film?
It was entertaining.
Ah, interesting choice of word. Why was it entertaining?
Because it passed the time. Or passed the mustard, like you said.
Okay. Did you have a favorite character in this movie?
No.
No. Did you have a favorite scene in this movie?
No.
Gigi, did you have a favorite character in this movie?
No.
Favorite scene?
No.
Did you like the film?
It was all right.
It was all right?
I was really tired.
All right. What about you? Do you remember the first time you saw The Goonies?
I don't remember the first time I saw it. I think I saw it on VHS. I didn't actually go to the movies for this one because I don't think my dad would have had any interest in going to see The Goonies. But as a kid, I remember liking it. It's definitely like pulls on the nostalgia strings.
Oh my God, big time, big time. You must have been like 13, I think, when this came out. 85.
I don't remember.
Well, no, it was the summer before, so you was.
It's
12.
funny. I don't remember. I don't know if like my mind washed away some of the more like slapsticky details of it, like the strange sound effects. And,
oh yeah.
And stuff like that, but. Yeah, I mean, this was like a really, really kids movie.
Oh my God, for sure. Although I was, you know what's so funny? Like I remembered all that stuff. For some reason, the S word.
Yeah,
sugar, honey, iced tea.
They're dropping that
like the word the.
They must have.
I was like, I don't remember that as a kid, but I guess it was there.
Yeah, I don't.
I mean, it's not a curse word.
Yeah, I mean, they say it on TV now. So.
Yeah, so. But I figured for parents, I mean, obviously.
Yeah, some people are
very squeamish about that word. But I think this movie, maybe 10 and up.
Absolutely. There's like the implication or like implied violence, but you never actually see the violence. Even with the Fratellis, they've murdered people.
Yeah.
But you never actually see them murder anybody.
Yeah.
And
when the kids get there, I mean, it's almost like Keystone Cops, right? They're just like
bumbling
idiots.
I mean, there's the when Chunk's about to get his hand put in the blender. That's pretty intense.
Yes.
But he was like seriously a second from being mutilated for the rest of his life. That's the thing that's like really funny about this movie is like if this film wasn't slapsticky kids fun and there was just dark. Like if they just like upped it up a tiny bit into the realism territory, it would have been terrifying because if you really think about it, the Fratellis were horrible murdering people.
Yeah, and Mom Fratelli was like
Mom Fratelli was
psychopath.
Was a psychopath. They were going to mutilate Chunk. And then you think about like One-Eyed Willy. Come on.
Come on.
We knew what that
Come
name
on.
was.
Yes. Yes.
One-Eyed Willy, and you think about like, okay, this kid is like, sort of like oh, Willy, you're the first Goonie. So Goonies skinned people and turned them into pianos. One-Eyed Willy was a psychopath.
Yeah.
Like
There's
a
something in the
bloodthirsty maniac. He murdered everybody he knew and loved. He turned somebody into a piano. That's just nuts.
Yeah, that's pretty hardcore.
So, yeah, you definitely...
But I loved the
guess
crap out of this movie as a kid. I saw this in the theater. I saw it whenever it played on Channel 11.
Yeah.
Which it did a lot, I think, at one point. And I think I also must have rented it on VHS, which is hilarious now that I think about it, because it's like, why would I need to do that? There isn't really much to say here or critique, right?
Yeah,
I mean, I feel like it's
everybody
still
has seen the Goonies
at least once.
Like I said, this was like it's
Pretty
aged
well.
pretty well.
Yeah.
I mean, it's definitely like a nostalgia trip, and a lot of nostalgia stuff doesn't age well.
Right.
You're just remembering it fondly.
Like Krull.
I never saw Krull, but I'm like talking about like stuff like Weird Science and
Oh my
and
God,
stuff
that
like
was
that,
terrible.
which is just
Garbage.
awful garbage now. And you
Yeah.
look at it and you're like, why did I like this so much?
Yeah.
I never liked it. I never actually saw it. And you made me watch it. One
I
evening,
know.
and I was
I'm
just
sorry.
like, what?
I still feel bad about that.
This is what everybody was talking about?
I loved all those John Hughes movies. But yeah, some of them didn't age well.
Some of them didn't age well.
Yeah.
But this has aged fairly well. I mean, it's like I said, it's a little bit more slapsticky than I remembered. I mean, I guess I should have recalled that because of Data's crazy
those little
inventions that
yeah.
would just never work in any way, shape, or he should have died. He should have
Oh
been,
my God, when
he
he
should have
falls
been
down that
impaled
hole
on sharpened bamboo. No way a pair of novelty chattering teeth are going to save a kid's life like that.
Yeah, or hold his weight.
Or hold his weight.
Although they did pinch that guy's you-know-what.
Yes. Poor Joey
So
Pants.
I guess that
Joey
was like the
Pants.
only
He almost
use for
got
it.
those must have been like really powerful chattering teeth. 'Cause he looked like he was in some extreme pain.
Yeah, I mean, this is definitely the definition of family fun, right? I mean, you can watch this with absolutely anybody. And even the more intense scenes, I feel like, that's nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all like
Smoke and mirrors.
absolute kid stuff. And I gotta be honest, that cave at the end looked like the greatest amusement park. Just,
which
it looked like a giant water park.
They should make it a ride.
Yes. Let's talk about that. How has that not been a thing? Like a whole Goonies experience.
world.
Yeah. I mean, you could do like an underground thing where you have to get to One-Eyed Willy's cave, and then at the end of the ride, you get a doubloon or like a replica, obviously.
Yeah.
That would be Warner Brothers. What the hell are you doing? This is like a movie that's still holds up, tons of fun, and just even for us, like nostalgia people, like I would totally, I mean, as much as old as I've gotten and I don't want to get on rides, I would totally get on this ride and do this experience. Absolutely.
I mean, maybe they just need to like, I guess like do a sequel or redo it to get people's interst up.
Oh my gosh.
I'm surprised they haven't.
Yeah. I mean, this is a property that
you could totally see, like, what's his name? Sean Astin.
Yeah.
Having a kid. And I don't know, maybe not pirate treasure this time. Maybe something else that's ridiculous or whatever. Or just
Like farts.
No, not like
Yes,
farts.
it's all
But I mean,
revolve the
the
film
sequel
around
could
Rarest
be
currency.
the sequel could be the ship sunk and they're gonna go out and get the treasure.
yeah, something like. I mean, it could be anything really.
What was rightfully there?
Honestly, it's a property that probably could be redone.
I mean,
or just sequeled.
They revisited Jumanji spectacularly.
Jumanji was great.
Yeah, I didn't expect to like that film as much as I did. I would love to see something done with this property. It would be interesting if Warner Brothers, I guess, picked it up and just ran with it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right. Anything that you didn't like?
What was her name? Andy?
Oh, yeah.
She was just ridiculous. It's like,
She
we're
was
all going to
ridiculous.
die. Wait a minute.
Oh my god,
This is
I'm
the
not
perfect
beautiful. Oh
opportunity
my
to
god.
make out with Brand.
She kept screaming about how she looked.
Yeah,
she was very vapid.
She was way too flighty. And,
Yeah.
and I understand you want, like...
This is the most amazing time to kiss. When my arms are tied up and like
Yes.
we're in water.
Yeah. We're in war.
know,
There's murderers.
perfect.
Yes, with
Time.
guns.
There's murderers.
Hot on our
There's
heels.
there might be a cave-in soon.
She was a little too much.
She was... Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
she could have been a little bit more
toned down.
toned
Yeah.
down.
I mean, she was too much. Yeah. It was just...
a little less eager.
Yes.
She was like the
Very
Little
much
Mermaid.
so. Oh my God. Yes. 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 Be like Steph. Don't be like Andy. Although Steph then winds up with mouth, which was weird. Kind
Yeah,
of? I don't know.
That's like I don't imagine any of my sister's friends ever looking at me and being like, you know what? I bet he would be fun to date.
Why the hell
10
would you
points.
want to date a child?
Yeah.
That's literally weird.
It is weird to date
An
a child.
older kid dating a little kid. Why?
Well, she must have been at least...
And where did that even come from?
she must have been at least 4 or 5 years older than him.
Yeah, but at that age, that's like
That's a huge difference.
a huge difference.
And
Like-
especially
like
a
he's-
girl
he's-
with a younger boy,
he's,
right?
Yeah, he's busy like watching Smurfs and
Sure.
she's like finding out about herself. You know?
But isn't it cool to be friends with older kids?
I mean, they weren't really friends, right?
Yeah, I don't know. It was just that just seemed like a weird thing to tack on at the end. That just wasn't necessary in the slightest bit.
No, no.
Yeah.
It would have been. I mean, it would have been cool if one of the Goonies had been a girl. I think.
Well, yeah.
Two of them are girls.
No, well, they weren't really Goonies. Well, I guess they
Well,
were.
at the end, they were all Goonies.
They were all Goonies, right?
Yeah.
Congratulations, you're all Goonies.
And somehow One-Eyed Willy was a Goonie, even though he's a
Murdering pirate.
complete
Loon.
savage lunatic.
What about Sloth?
Oh, Sloth is a Goonie.
Yeah, and he's going to go live with Chunk.
Yeah, Chunk just
Chunk
just makes that
decided.
executive decision without consulting his parents at all.
Well, they brought Domino's to the rescue, so I don't know
Chunk
if
has
they're.
some strange holdover parents where it's just.
I don't know if they're operating with a full
It's just
deck
like, we
here.
didn't know if our kids are alive, but we bought a Domino's pizza just because Chunk is hungry always. Like he was
Ridiculous.
completely dominated by his appetite.
Yes, yes.
He smells ice cream in a freezer.
And he knew like what the flavors were, which was amazing.
That's because they were probably on the ice cream container.
No, he didn't even see the ice cream. He just could smell it and knew what it was.
But he couldn't smell a corpse.
Probably because it was being frozen.
Also, it's ice cream.
They also smelled the pizza.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
How's
he couldn't smell the
pepperoni?
corpse. That's interesting. That's interesting that you brought that up. See? Little...
Yeah, well, honestly,
Well, you probably
this
couldn't
is
smell it because it probably wasn't rotting.
as mentioned, this is not the film to be examined. if
This is just enjoy.
you try
Enjoy
and
the
like
ride.
apply any kind of realism to this movie, those kids all die horribly. like
Before within
any
30 minutes.
adventuring begins,
Yeah.
they all die hard. They go into that house and nobody ever sees them again.
And Mama Fratelli has them all murdered
yeah, they're all
immediately.
just instantly murdered by the Fratellis.
Yeah. I'm going to go around the table and get numbers. Olive G, 1 to 10.
6.
6? Oh, 6.5.
7.
What?
6.7.
6.7?
That's what I wrote here.
Okay. What about you, Gigi?
I'd probably give it a 6.5.
6.5. Well, I'm going to get a crazy number. I'm going to give it a 7.2. Wait, I'm going to round that up. 7.25.
I'm just going to give it a 7.
The script is good. It felt like the movie moved quickly.
It moved quickly. It is a kids movie. It is like the definition of an 80s kids movie, where like a bunch of kids getting into hijinks, zero parental supervision. They live in a place where they can bike everywhere, and there's woods and.
You know what's so funny at the beginning when they're biking after they tie up Brand? I'm like, I'm surprised no one had an accident. Those are some hills in that area.
That was probably another bit of where you have to check realism at the door, because that town was not a bike town.
Yeah, no, that's not a bike town. And obviously this is before federal law now mandates children have
little helmets
on their heads.
Yeah, no, you didn't. Nobody had helmets back
And
then.
I'm pretty sure we didn't have car seats in 85.
Car seats. Most of those cars probably didn't have seat belts.
I'm laughing, but it's probably true.
Yeah. The only thing missing was everybody smoking.
Yes, which I'm surprised people didn't.
They were still smoking back then. Quite a lot.
Because you could even smoke in the banks. Remember Raising Arizona?
Yeah.
Yeah. But this is like such a nostalgia kick. It's such a sweet snapshot of the time. I mean, for people like us, the whole nostalgia factor, bringing us back to 1985 and life then, and just
back when Thanos wore shorts over sweatpants.
That made no sense.
I can't believe he was Thanos all this time.
Yes, he was gonna grow.
Inevitable.
Yes.
He's had an interesting career.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
From the older brother of Goonies to
Gurney Hal and Dune, or Thanos. Yeah, I guess. I mean, I feel like he's done older stuff. No Country for Old Men.
He's done a ton of stuff.
Yeah.
Sicario.
That's such a great movie.
Yeah, if you got kids,
go see
Goonies.
Go see Goonies. It's such a great, and I think kind of like pre-summer. We're almost at the end of the school year. This was a nice little treat to do with the kids. This episode of the podcast is dedicated to the lovely and wonderful Rashima. And this movie reminds me of her. She actually picked this, and pre-birthday, happy early birthday, Rashima. I want to give a shout out to her. I think the other lovely, lovely thing about the Goonies is the power of friendship. And how
what's wrong
as you get older, the things that you find important change, and hopefully you mature and you hold on to those friendships. So to my friend Rashima, I wish you all the best on this day and always, and may you always be surrounded by everything and everyone you love. Happy birthday. And that's it from us, and we will bid you all a good night.
Good night.
Good night. Mommy, say good night.
I did.
Good night. Mom, say good night.
You should sing Taffy Butt to end the show.
No. I don't know the words.
Olivia, when Mom says we will bid you all good night, that's